Greetings and welcome to Vicarofglenroy. My name is Reverend Joanne and I am the Vicar. I'm an Anglican priest of the Anglican Diocese of Melbourne, and Glenroy is a suburb in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. We're not far from Tullamarine Airport, the international domestic airport of Melbourne, but far enough away that it doesn't create any issues, which is nice because it's only about 10 minutes to the airport. So when my mum comes to visit, my son comes home from university, it's just a hop, skip and a jump away from the airport, so it's fabulous. And if I need to get away, well, a taxi's not too expensive, so that's pretty good. Okay, introducing what this channel is about was brought about by a question that a lot of people tend to ask, which is, what do you do apart from Sundays? And you kind of don't want to roll your eyes at that point, because you could ask my children. And I remember my daughter said to me a few years ago now, "You know, Mum, I don't think I'd want to be a priest when I grow up because you have to work too much." Well, she's right. It is a lot of work. Oh, excuse me. But it's really enjoyable work. It's something I love to do. It's not your typical 9-to-5 job, that's for sure, which is great for a non-routine person like me. There's a different part of every day, or there's a difference to every day for me, and I really enjoy that. I don't really enjoy the 7:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. days. And while I love Christmas and Easter, oh my gosh, by the time lunchtime comes around on Christmas Day or Easter Day, I'm so relieved it's over and I can just put my feet up for a few days, just to catch my breath and recharge some batteries, because it really does take it out of you. At the moment, I'm only just a few days away from the start of the Holy Week for this year, and of course that's the start of the probably the busiest part of my year, apart from Advent, prior to Christmas, or the lead up to Christmas. So yeah, it's going to be a big week next week, and I really did want to sort of use this channel to kind of just share with you a little bit about my everyday life, which I said is different all the time. What do I do apart from Sundays? Where do I start? But that's what this channel is about. You will discover what it is that we do apart from Sundays, because it isn't just about taking Sunday services. That's probably the easiest for me, and it's it's, I'd hate to say it's the most enjoyable. I wouldn't really go so far as to say that, but it's kind of the end of my week, so I really enjoy Sunday afternoon, because that's the beginning of my weekend, which is one day on Monday. And Tuesday morning for me is quite relaxed. So possibly Tuesday mornings will be a good opportunity to kind of update with what I did during the week. To start though, I wanted to just share one thing that we do get asked for frequently, and that is baptism certificates are quite often lost in moves, and I'm just as guilty as a whole heap of other people. So I get a few, I wouldn't say a lot, but I do get a few requests for confirmation of baptism. So I received one last week or the week before, which I haven't quite got around to yet because I've only just found the baptism register. So I've got a few baptisms to enter into this, and that's very naughty because you really should do them as they come up. Now, this woman rang because her son is getting married to a Roman Catholic girl, and of course in the Roman Catholic Church there must be proof of baptism. In the Anglican Church the rules are similar, but we require one of the couple to be baptised to be eligible to be married in an Anglican church, or by us as Anglican priests. We do weddings outside the church, but we must get permission from our bishop to do that. We marry divorced people, so we get a lot of Roman Catholic couples, or where one is a Roman Catholic that's been divorced because they actually can't get married in the Roman Catholic Church again. So I've done a lot of weddings with Roman Catholic couple where one or both were Roman Catholic, but there was a divorce involved. We're kind of seen as the pseudo Roman Catholic Church for them. You know, if they can't have their own church, well, the Anglicans are the next best thing. That's true. But we're all equal in the eyes of God. I think, you know, it doesn't matter what Christian church you are. You're all equal. It doesn't matter what religion you are. You're all equal in the eyes of God. But there are certain Christian claims that, you know, can be quite exclusive and seem to be quite exclusive. But I won't go into all of that because that's quite a story, you know, on its own. So Mum has requested on behalf of her son for a baptism certificate, and fortunately she was able to give me the exact date of his baptism. Can't remember how she figured that out. Most people have no idea. They kind of say, well, it could be March or April, but we think it was this year because we think, you know, he was about 1 year old, or, you know, it was sort of, yeah, anyway. But this one actually could give me the date, which was quite incredible. So anyway, but what I wanted to show you was the age of this baptism register. Not all churches, you know, are fortunate enough to still be able to enter into the original register of the church. St. Linus is a very small church, beautiful church. And the first entry in this register is 1926. So, yeah. And this, I wanted to show you the first page because, I mean, look at the inside. It's sort of, it's inscribed on the inside with, now I need my glasses. This is the manufacturer, the stationery manufacturer of the register. Wow. So this is sort of the top register of baptisms at St. Linus Church in Merlinston. So it has been printed especially for that church. The writing on the top is very, very small. V equals entered in card index 1949. Others do not reside in the parish. So maybe the vicar at the time kept a card register of all the locals that had their baptisms at the church, so that he could, you know, keep in touch with them, I suppose, because obviously the ones who didn't reside within the parish boundary didn't go in the card index, so that's quite interesting. So this is dated, here we go, 1926. So it's the date of birth of the person, the name of the person, Christian names of the parents. So Christian names of the parents, the surname. This was in the day when it wasn't expected that parents probably weren't going to have different surnames. Occupation, and just look at some of those occupations there. packer, linesman, packer, linesman, bookbinder, labourer, warehouseman. And I noticed a couple of pages over there's a saddler. So it kind of showed that this area was a working class area. And in some respects it's still, Melbourne still is, but it's become very yuppie. It's become very, there's a lot of young families. So you have both extremes at Melbourne. You've got very elderly people that you walk into some homes there. The first one that I walked into when I first started in this parish a bit over a year ago, I felt like I'd walked into a time warp. This house looked like something out of the 1940s that had never been changed. So I was quite staggered. But of course, so 1926, and you kind of see a difference in writing style as you kind of go through. I'm going to actually move this down a little so you can sort of see. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. You know, and then we get into the biros. So we started off with fountain pen, and now we're into the biros. So we've got a mixture of blue and black. Notice also how occupations have ceased. So that's another interesting change. And okay, we're up to page number 137. I think that's, yep, 137. There's a few entries in here that need to go in here because I've done some baptisms there now and they're not quite in here yet. So that's just a bit of an insight into one of the registers that we keep. And the Parishes Act say that we must keep a register. And it's easy for people when they need to check on the details of their baptism or confirmation or wedding or burial, that they're able to refer to the church. So anyway, that's just that. Now, that's pretty much all I'll say today. I'm just looking outside, and I'm going to take you on tours of both my churches and the grounds here. I think it would be really nice to, have you see the context in which I work. But anyway, that's all I can do for now because I see the time is ticking away. So stay watching, please subscribe, and thank you for watching and taking the time. God bless, and bye for now.